Hi everyone, my name is Captain Gage,
And I'm Cheese Nip.
and we're here to talk about Do you want to do the intro?
No, just keep going.
No, because I was just saying.
This is good
I
content.
keep fucking it up.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
We're here to talk about Mass Effect Andromeda. And I mean, like, I know other people have done it. I mean, it's obvious that the game's had like a fucking load of problems.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought we would just go ahead and beat the dead horse too.
Yeah,
and throw in our 2 cents.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
As we're playing it.
That was it. Literally as I'm playing it, because I wasn't gonna buy that shit at $60.
It's not worth $60.
No, it's not.
I mean, I bought it at $60. Like, who didn't buy it at $60?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't, but
No, I was
like we fell for
got
it because
him.
BioShock, Mass Effect Andromeda, Mass Effect 4.
Yeah.
Not I just said
You
BioShock.
said BioShock. You meant BioWare.
BioWare.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking
Because like,
retard.
got him.
Got him.
No, but yeah, because I mean, like but it came out. It was like it's Mass Effect 4, man. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong with Mass Effect 4?
It's exactly
a lot. That's what
apparently a lot. Apparently a whole fucking lot.
A shit ton.
Yeah. It was basically just overall quality of the game. Just, I mean, it wasn't there. Like,
no.
I don't know what the actual budget was. Like, like 100.
It was like 150 million or something like that.
Something like that, and it's like
a lot of money.
$150 million. And on my first playthrough, I was T-posing in the desert, and the fucking ground didn't load in. I looked like a fucking shit scene from Gmod.
Like with the pink and black
with the
squares.
pink and black squares and everything. I'm just like, great.
Like $150 million put into like T-posing animations.
I paid $60. I would have paid $60 to T-pose in the desert. What the fuck is that? Where the fuck is the quality? It's not there. Like, they just didn't do it. Whatever, like, whoever they paid and whoever they...
We don't have all the information on it. We don't, but
like,
you know...
whoever they actually got to do the, like, glitch checking and shit, they didn't give a shit. Or
quality assurance was, like,
yeah.
literally, like, we're going to pay these chimpanzees nothing, like bananas. And they're going to scream every time they say glitch. But they don't scream every time they say glitch. They just scream because they're hungry.
They just scream because they want bananas. And so nothing got fixed.
Yeah, we talked about the budget. The budget was like way too much for what happened, basically. I don't know. It was just a huge disappointment. Like, you notice all the Mass Effects, like, they're all really, like, good games. And, you know, yeah, they had high budgets too. But, like, I don't know, like, the story behind it was all... This was all just really half-assed.
Yeah.
It was like, we're leaving everything from the other Mass Effects behind. We're going to just... It's a new characters, like new characters. It's based on new characters and whatnot. We're going to new planets. Just like I understand that, but it's still in the Mass Effect universe. Like,
yeah, no, right. Like I thought that while I was in the middle of playing the game I was like, they could have made an entirely different sci-fi series about how humanity in the middle of a crisis fucked off to Andromeda.
They could have named it something.
They could have just named it Andromeda.
Yeah.
And that would have actually been kind of a badass new IP.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, they had to try to tie Mass Effect to it.
It's sales. It's a sales thing.
Oh yeah.
If Mass Effect's tied to something, you bet your ass people are gonna buy it.
Mass Effect. This is Mass Effect 4, man. Like, you bet that people bought it just because Mass Effect 4. Like, if Andromeda had just come out under the name Andromeda,
it would have sold probably like Prey.
It probably would have sold half as well.
Yeah.
But they picked Prey. I mean, that's a different thing.
Yeah, true.
Different issue, but
different issue altogether.
They picked Prey because it was also a known name.
This is exactly.
Even though it had nothing to do with the
This is true.
series.
You're right.
But
I'm saying it would have sold like Prey, not sold, you know.
Yeah.
But there is that is the same. They just picked it based on the name because
they picked
it's
it
for
because
sales.
sex sells. No, they picked it because it's a known brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, people are gonna buy it more.
Not to mention, like, there was no there's not really many characters in the game.
No, it's
nothing you really care about. Like, you cared about Garrus, you cared about Tali, you cared about.
So the characters you have there aren't grand. The one that I liked, probably like the only one I liked. Okay, I had two. I liked Vetra, the female Turian.
She was cool.
She's all right. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Drac, because he's a Krogan.
And he's just this old bastard that just wants to kill things.
And he's literally just an old cranky Krogan. And but the thing is, like, even Drac, you can tell, like, he's not as good as, like, Rex or Grunt.
Yeah.
Because, like, all Drac does is bitch about how he was neutered, and it's just like, we know that the genophage happened. We cured it in the third game.
And, like, Grunt was this huge ass fucking, like, he was this test tube baby.
Perfect test tube baby.
Yeah. That was like, I'm going through puberty, what do I do? And he's like, I'm mad, and he's bashing his head against windows and shit like that. And it's just like, this is cool. You get to see, like, a prepubescent
fucking Anger
Test
baby.
tube baby. That's still
Yeah.
a badass.
No, but it was it's also disappointing because when you come around to like the new species, it's like you have one new species and it's the Angara, and then you learn later, spoiler alert, that spoilers, you get
Play the fucking game.
the Ket are the Angara.
Yeah.
So like you don't get two species, it's literally one.
They literally did like a collector thing.
They literally did, yeah. It's the collectors again.
Yeah.
It's the Protheans are the collectors, but like it's Andromeda, and so it's just like, yeah. On top of that, it really reduces. It's like you only have one new species in Andromeda. That's lame
And
as
you're like,
fuck.
seriously? Like you traveled across the galaxy, like for
like,
this new game,
all
new
the,
everything,
all the biodiversity that you
have,
could have,
and you only
it's
have
like,
one fucking new race. Not to mention, it's the same fucking story as the other games. Just like Star Wars. Like that's a whole new topic on its own. But like Death Star 1, Death Star 2, the new Star Wars. That's another basically a Death Star. Like how many times are you gonna?
Death Star. It's like
how many times are you gonna fucking put a Death Star in your game? It's like it sucked too because like when playing the game, you could almost tell what was gonna happen. You're like you foretold it. You're like I know what's happening here before it even happened. You're like it's literally Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, it's literally it's honestly really disappointing. But like also a bigger, stronger thing that Mass Effect 1 through 3 had that Andromeda kind of has, but kind of doesn't have, is like the Reapers. The Reapers were like, it was like in Mass Effect 1 they were like this like mystic unknown threat, and then like over time they grew in stature, and then like Mass Effect 3 they just came around and smashed Earth like it was nobody's business.
They built that enemy up throughout 3 games. Yeah. As opposed to just like this is the enemy, fight them. It was like holy shit.
Here it's more like, I mean, I haven't beaten the game, but it's like, it's a scourge. It attacks things.
And you're like, oh,
I'm like,
okay.
As far as I can tell, it's like an angry space plant. And I'm like, dope. I'm like,
that's
I'm not
retarded.
I'm not too scared of it. I'm not too impressed. And on top of the Ket, like I said, we already learned it was just the Angara, so it's just the collectors again. So I'm just gonna go dunk on them later.
Yeah.
It's not that great. It's not.
I don't know. It took a big toll because of the expectations we had for it. And I don't think that's our fault. I think that's this. I know a lot of people say we ask too much as gamers for stuff, but whenever you dish out Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and you know the type of quality the game is because it has such quality for the past 3 games, and you are in love with the characters and you're in love with the
universe.
Yeah, the universe. Yeah. And then they just shit on the next game. It's disappointing. I don't think we had high. I think we have high expectations, but I don't think we were in the wrong to have high expectations.
We had high expectations, but like they didn't even meet like the basic shit.
Yeah, like the facial animations.
Like the facial animations, like what?
You've heard that all over the internet. Yeah. You know what it is. You've played
like,
Mass Effect. You've seen it.
Whenever that scene when PB tackles you,
it's bad.
It's bad. It's awful. And like she fires the gun backwards. Like I wish she had shot herself, so I never have to see PB again. But like
pre-patch, she had the gun backwards.
She had like they had the unfinished gun model, so they just flipped it and hoped nobody would notice. We noticed.
He noticed. Did they really flip it?
Yeah.
Knowingly they flipped it?
Yeah. The front half of the gun was unfinished, so they flipped it and hoped that nobody would notice.
That's lazy as fuck.
Oh yeah.
$150 million or whatever. If you guys know how much the budget was, just let us know.
Yeah.
But that's what we're gonna go off of.
I'll probably Google it and throw it up here or some shit. But like,
yeah,
I feel like it was around that much.
Yeah.
But that's pitiful, man. And like, I mean, like the thing is the reason it was so disappointing, and I think this is probably the biggest part of it. It was the inexperienced team. Because you had BioWare, and BioWare is its own company.
BioShock.
You have BioShock. BioShock is their own company. And like and they were the ones who made Mass Effect 1 through 3 up until the last 15 minutes or so. And they also made, the Star Wars games before that. The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which were fucking awesome.
Ahead of their time.
Yep. And then but they had a different company. BioWare
I don't know if it's Montreal or what. I don't know. There's a lot of I don't know.
BioWare
something.
The side company of BioWare, which was basically
Mass Effect was basically passed around. Yeah. It was passed around like a used title.
Like rather than like have BioWare's main team work on Mass Effect 4, Mass Effect Andromeda, they said we'll just pass it off to the underpaid interns and the guys who are way underqualified to make it. But it's fine because it'll sell anyways. It'll sell like sex at a hotcake convention because it's Mass Effect.
Do you think that they did that because BioWare's working on Anthem and doesn't have time for Mass Effect?
I feel like that's definitely part of it. Like, because like they were like, all right, we're gonna make a spin-off
because
game
if
Mass
BioWare,
Effect.
if BioWare that made the first 3 Mass Effects made Andromeda, it would have been way better than what it was.
Oh yeah, like it would have been competent at the very least.
It would, at the very least, it would have got like a decent, like, I don't know, like 70, 80 score. I don't know.
All the characters wouldn't have looked like
0.
greasy and like looked like they shit their pants constantly.
Yeah.
It would have been definitely a lot better. But we live in the darkest timeline, so we got like the side team who doesn't know what they're doing.
I mean, there was a lot of things good about Andromeda. Like the multiplayer was met at best, but it was still full functioning multiplayer. Also, the combat is some of the best combat of a third-person shooter.
I actually really dig the combat. I won't lie. I thought it was pretty good. Like, I don't know, just like flashing around and being invisible and using the powers and shit are really like fun and fast and easy to use. And like, I also like you can create your own weapons, which is like. They improved the crafting for Mass Effect 3, because as far as I knew from Mass Effect 3, you could just upgrade the weapon straight up. But, like, I turned, like, a regular pistol, which would have just shot, like, normal lazy bullets or whatever, into, like, a laser pistol that, like, burrows through people's fucking skulls. Yeah. It's dope. It's pretty cool.
The upgrade tree's really nice. I like that.
I made the sniper rifle into a sniper rifle grenade launcher. It's just kind of... It's neat stuff that you can do with the guns. It's nice. But
we never played Mass Effect necessarily for the gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't play.
The first game was a testament to that. The first game was fucking dog shit, especially
the first game
years after playing Mass Effect, or years after it came out.
It is,
and going back and playing Mass Effect 1.
It's rough.
It is clunky as shit. But
no
one cared.
It's honestly
no one cared because the campaign was amazing.
Yeah, it's honestly my favorite Mass Effect because like it's also the most RPG-y. So that definitely has something to do with it. There's nothing wrong with refining the shooting elements of the game, but like you have to keep the RPG elements strong as well.
A lot like Fallout 4 as opposed to Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, because Fallout New Vegas is
a lot more of a shooter, a lot more.
Yeah, the gunplay is fun, but you miss out on the fucking RPG elements.
Yeah.
For instance, you can even see that in like Mass Effect 1 to 2, whereas like Mass Effect 1 you had so many guns. To pick from, even though like they were like dumb and were like pink or some shit. Like,
just different colors and shit.
And like, but like they were ultimately like reskins and shit. But like you would get like so many more guns to upgrade and shit. And like in Mass Effect 2, you had 2 guns. You had a gun. You had the gun you start with, and the gun you pick up. Yep, the gun you pick up to upgrade, and then like you could get like 3 more ultra rare weapons if you were a soldier, but that's it.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, it focused very like bioweapons and fucking tech and shit like that.
So you had better powers though. That's what I'm saying. Is like they improved the gunplay, but like the RPG elements were lost. And like I think they tried to bring that back in Mass Effect 3, but they didn't do a grand idea. They didn't do a grand job.
Yeah. And then they just wiped the team.
Yep. But it doesn't matter now because Mass Effect Andromeda is, I think it's pretty dead to be honest. I don't think we'll ever get another one.
I can't unless it's from BioWare. I don't think we'll get another Mass Effect.
I know, unless it's after Anthem.
Not to mention, as much as EA has been fucking up lately, I don't think any EA published games are really gonna be. I mean, like Battlefront still sold really well, especially after the fact.
Not as well as it.
Not as well as it should have. Not even as well as the first game.
Exactly, it sold like half as well as the first game.
I mean, it sold like shit, but
yeah, it sold in shit. What an EA what's the word?
What?
Sequel. Oh. What an EA sequel should sell like, it didn't. So I'm sure that hurt them a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but apparently the team who made Mass Effect Andromeda, as I'm sure you all already know, but the team of interns and people who weren't really... Did you know that like the person who like designed some of the shit was a goddamn like cosplay artist?
Really?
Yeah, they were some like random cosplayer.
Like, they weren't even like a... They didn't go to school
They weren't
for
like a fucking designer.
That's fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. Is like a lot of the team was severely
underqualified.
Yeah, severely underqualified. Like I'm sure they had like Bobby the intern in the corner doing the coding, and like he just did the best he could because he was like the only one who knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, there was a lot of things in Mass Effect Andromeda 2 that were very like here and now related, and like you play a game to get lost in that immersive feeling of like you're in another world, and for things to pop up that were already going on present day in our real life, it was kind of weird. It kind of takes you out of the. We won't really bring up what was going on because like, people have different opinions of it.
Because the thing is like it's set like 200 something years in the future. Why the fuck would we still be going through the same issues?
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah.
On top of that, like, I'm just gonna bring up that one
That's
front
fine.
with Jaw,
Yeah.
because like Jaw,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
the Angarian guy was sitting in my ship, and he says to me, he says, "Hey, I don't know about you guys. You're kind of alien to me." And one of the fucking dialogue options is like, "Hey, no bigots allowed." What you mean no bigots allowed, you goddamn idiot? It's he's literally saying we're alien. We are aliens. We came from another universe.
It's not like his opinion. That is actual
yeah,
facts.
that's actually. I'm like, I actually
actuals.
agreed with that. I was like, yeah, man, I get that. Like, you know, I wouldn't trust some random fuckers who flew out here and was like, hey, fuckers, let us crash on your fucking space couch.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, yeah, dude, you guys are aliens. And like, you're like, hey, no bigots.
Don't judge me for what I am. I'm not judging you. I'm saying you are an actual alien because you're not from this fucking universe.
It's literally what we were, but the writers were just trying too hard, I think, to like be, what's the word? Politically correct, PC.
Yeah. That's like when you play a Witcher or something like that. You don't hear of shit like that.
You wouldn't. Yeah.
You don't hear of like politics and whatnot of like modern day, you know. Yeah. But like in the future games, I guess you run into a problem with like. I don't think you even should run into a problem at all.
No, I think it should be more.
I think it was all just based on the writing and that it was bad.
I think it was more like I said, like they had the severely underqualified people there, and they were like, "Hey, here's a good idea," because they didn't know what they were doing. They never played a Mass Effect game in their life, so they put that in there.
Yeah.
So it's just a silly thing.
And the result of that is the team got, I think, disbanded. They pretty much cut the team.
I think, as far as I know, BioWare Montreal or wherever it was, the team itself is
no more.
They're fired, and like the company or the side company of BioWare was just disbanded as a whole.
Do you think it was EA's decision to do that?
Oh,
because
yeah,
of
no
the
doubt.
backlash of the game?
Oh yeah, probably. It's because it didn't sell well enough, and so like they fucking didn't do the DLC
like Visceral.
or anything. Exactly. They brought it out back and shot it in the back of the head like they did Pandemic and his old name and Pandemic and
Visceral.
Yep.
And result of that, there's clearly no DLC for the game because I was honestly hoping that they would add some more DLC and kind of
I was hoping for something
redeem themselves.
I was hoping for something with the Turian arc. 'Cause I thought that was what they were gonna do.
Yeah.
I heard rumors for it, so I was like, yeah, dude.
I don't know,
Turian's dope. Like,
I don't think that we're gonna get another Mass Effect honestly after that.
Turians.
And it honestly really upsets me. Quarians, yeah.
Quarian arc.
I don't think that we're gonna get another Mass Effect, and it really upsets me because the Mass Effect, the amazing fucking world that we know, ended on a really shitty note.
Exactly. Like it's basically you can pretend it ended with Mass Effect 3, but joke's on you, the 15 minutes shat the bed. or you can pretend it ended with fucking Andromeda, and it's like,
and still the whole game shit the bed.
The whole game shat the bed.
Yeah.
So like,
if BioWare ever decides to make another Mass Effect, which who fucking knows, because we're still talking about Anthem. Anthem's not even coming out until like 2019 or some shit like that.
If Anthem doesn't do well, I could see EA shooting all of BioWare in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Which is pretty bad. I mean, I hope they don't cancel the whole company, but.
I hope not either, but we didn't see Visceral coming. We didn't see that they would shoot them. I was still hoping for a Dead Space game, and that's not happening anymore.
No, that's
unless someone buys the rights to that, which is.
It was the same thing.
If I'm ever multimillionaire, I will buy the rights to Dead Space and make the fourth game.
Because they were like, it's Dead Space 3, and they hoped too much for the high sales. Due to unrealistic sales expectations, they just wound up getting rid of the game.
Yeah.
The company.
Well, that's kind of what we wanted to talk about, so we appreciate listening.
We've actually gone on a bit longer than we thought we would, but that's okay.
Yep.
But thank you guys for listening, and bye.
Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah. Nerds.